The story begins with the protagonist, perhaps a weary traveler, a curious journalist, or a lost road tripper rolling into a quiet, unassuming town. At first glance, it's the kind of place that feels frozen in time. A main street lined with rustic storefronts, a diner with flickering neon, and a handful of locals going about their day under the soft glow of the afternoon sun. There's an almost nostalgic charm to it, the kind that makes a stranger think, maybe I could stay here a while. But beneath the surface, something is off. The air is too still, the silence too thick. The townspeople move with an eerie synchronicity, as if they're all part of some unspoken performance. When the protagonist steps out of their car, they're met with slow-turning heads and watchful eyes. Not hostile, but not welcoming either. Just observing, as if they've been expecting this arrival. A flicker of movement catches their attention. A missing person poster tacked to a bulletin board, its edges frayed from weather and time. Then another, and another. Dozens of faces, all strangers, all vanished. The protagonist frowns, but before they can dwell on it, a shopkeeper appears out of nowhere, offering a polite but hollow smile. "Just passing through?" he asks, though it feels less like a question and more like a warning. The protagonist nods, brushing off the unease. After all, every small town has its quirks. But then they notice the way the locals exchange glances when they think no one's looking. The way the streets seem just a little too empty, the laughter from the diner just a little too forced. And most unsettling of all, the way no one seems surprised to see them. As the sun dips lower, casting long shadows across the pavement, the protagonist can't shake the feeling that they've stepped into a place that doesn't want them. A place where strangers don't stay for long. And by the time they realize the unease that had been prickling at the back of the protagonist's neck finally snaps into full-blown dread when they witness the first disappearance. It happens in the middle of the day, under the pale, watchful sun. The protagonist is sitting in the town's lone diner, nursing a cup of coffee that tastes just a little too bitter, when the bell above the door jingles. A stranger walks in, someone like them, an outsider, with a backpack slung over one shoulder and the faint look of relief that comes with finding civilization after miles of empty road. The stranger nods at the protagonist, a silent camaraderie between two people who don't belong here. The waitress, a woman with a too-wide smile, takes the stranger's order without writing it down. The other patrons, all locals, pause just a beat too long of their conversations, their eyes flickering toward the newcomer before resuming as if nothing happened. The protagonist watches, a knot tightening in their stomach, but they can't pinpoint why. Then, between one blink and the next, the stranger is gone. Not gone as in walked out. Not gone as in slipped away unnoticed. Gone as in erased. One moment, the stranger is lifting a fork to their mouth. The next, the fork clatters onto the plate. The chair scrapes back. Empty. The coffee cup sits untouched. The air doesn't even ripple. It's as if the world itself stuttered and forgot to put them back in. The protagonist's breath catches. They whirl toward the other diners expecting gasps, screams, something, but no one reacts. The waitress clears the stranger's place as if it had always been vacant. The old man at the counter sips his coffee. The couple in the booth resumes their murmured conversation. Did you see that?" the protagonist stammers, pointing at the empty seat. The waitress tilts her head. "See what, hon?" And that's when the protagonist realizes no one remembers the stranger at all. The diner incident lingers like a ghost in the protagonist's mind, a wrong note in the town's carefully constructed harmony. They tell themselves there must be a rational explanation, a prank, a trick of the light, their own exhaustion. But the coffee cup left behind, still half full and cooling on the table, tells a different story. Determined to prove they aren't losing their mind, the protagonist begins digging. That night, in the parking lot of the motel, a figure darts from the shadows. A woman, wild-eyed, her clothes smeared with dirt. "You see it now, don't you?" she hisses. She claims to have been hiding for weeks, living off stolen scraps. They take you when you're alone, when no one's looking. But sometimes they wait. Before she can explain, a flicker of movement catches the protagonist's eye. A shadow detaches itself from the alleyway. The woman freezes. "Oh, God! They know I talked to you!" Then the streetlight above them buzzes, dims. When the light returns, the woman is gone. Only her frantic footprints remain, scuffed into the gravel before they, too, vanish mid-stride. The next morning, the protagonist wakes to find their motel room ransacked, not by thieves, but by someone, something, searching for evidence of their curiosity. Their notes are gone, their phone's photos deleted, but they've seen enough. Piecing together the gas station attendant's warning, the library's censored archives, and the woman's terror, a horrifying truth takes shape. The town isn't just hiding something, it's alive. And it's hungry. The protagonist stands at the precipice of understanding, their pulse hammering in their throat. Every instinct screams at them to run, but the roads coil back like a snake eating its own tail, and the gas gauge hasn't budged from full since they arrived. The town won't let them leave. Not yet. Not until it's done with them. Driven by equal parts terror and resolve, the protagonist follows the only lead left, the woman's final panicked words. "They know I talked to you." Beneath the floorboards of the abandoned church at the edge of town, they find a trap door. The wood groans as they pry it open, revealing a staircase that shouldn't exist, descending into pitch-black earth. The air smells of wet soil and something older, something waiting. At the bottom, the walls are lined with photographs, thousands of them pinned like specimens. Faces the protagonist recognizes from the missing posters. Some are decades old, their edges curled with age. Others look freshly developed. In the center of the room, a well yawns open, its depths humming with a sound like whispering. A figure steps from the shadows, not a person, but something wearing the skin of the gas station attendant. Its smile splits too wide, teeth glinting in the dim light. "You're persistent," it says, voice peeling like layers of old paint. "Most don't make it this far." And then it tells them. Generations ago, the town made a bargain with something beneath the soil. In exchange for prosperity, it feeds on outsiders. The locals, they're not victims, they're shepherds. The protagonist stumbles back, but the staircase is gone. The walls press closer. The photographs rattle on their pins, the faces within them moving, mouths open in silent screams. Somewhere above, a car door slams. Another outsider has arrived. The town has already begun to reset. The air in the underground chamber grows thick, pressing against the protagonist's skin like damp hands. The thing wearing the gas station attendant's face watches, amused, as they frantically search for an exit that isn't there. The photographs on the walls ripple, faces contorting, lips forming silent pleas. The well hums, a sound that vibrates in the protagonist's teeth. Then, a flicker of movement. The photographs blink. All at once, the eyes in every picture snap open, fixing on the protagonist. A whisper rises from the well, not one voice, but hundreds, overlapping, desperate. Help us. Don't let it take you too. It's already in your head. The protagonist staggers back, hands pressed to their temples. A sharp pain lances behind their eyes, and then a memory that isn't theirs floods in. They've been here before. Not just here. In this room. Here. In this town. The flashes come faster. A car pulling over on the side of the road. A diner. A missing poster. A fork clattering onto a plate. The gas station attendant's warning. But no, that wasn't them. That was someone else, wasn't it? The thing wearing the attendant's skin grins wider. Oh, it murmurs, delighted. You're starting to remember? The truth crashes over them like a wave. They're not the first to investigate. They're not even the 10th. They're just the latest in a long, long line, and the town has been playing with them from the start. The photographs aren't just victims. They're previous versions of the protagonist. Every time the town takes them, it resets them, wipes their memory, drops them back at the beginning like a toy wound up and set loose to run again. A perfect little experiment in terror. And now, the cycle is about to repeat. The well's hum rises to a shriek. The photographs peel themselves off the walls, swirling in a cyclone of screaming faces. Their face, over and over, 100 times, 1,000. The thing that isn't the attendant reaches for them. Let's try again, it says. The protagonist's vision tunnels. Darkness swallows them whole. A car rumbling down a lonely highway. The protagonist grips the wheel, squinting against the setting sun. They don't know why, but something about it makes their hands tighten on the wheel. They drive forward. The town waits. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next one. Bye for now.